So hello and welcome to Active Ideas. This is the Garmin Forerunner 970, and by now you've seen the DC Rainmaker review and the Chaser Summit review, but we're going to dive into all things navigation to see how powerful or not powerful the 970 is. Are there software bugs? Has it all been fixed since the Fenix 8? Let's dive into it now. So to access navigation and maps, we click the Start Stop button. That's where you can get your activities and applications. But you want to click Map. So that blue triangle is our location right now, and the way it's pointing is basically the direction we're pointing. And I'm really zoomed in at the minute, which is why it kind of looks a bit random. So let's zoom out. You can actually zoom all the way in to about 20 feet, and you can zoom out. Let's zoom out a little bit more, and you can see the train tracks there, and all these trails is really advanced. These are fairly local trails that you wouldn't know about unless you opened them up on your Garmin watch. And you can also see here which direction north is facing. So let's show you how far we can zoom out. So we're going to 200 miles, 500 miles. Look at this, you can almost see the planet right now. As I turn my body, you're seeing that blue triangle turn around as well, which is really cool in terms of like you knowing your location. Let's zoom out even more, and we can't. So that seems to be the furthest you can zoom out is 500 miles, but trust me, this is unbelievable. So we're looking at Iceland, we're looking at Norway, and you really can dive in. So you've got the United Kingdom here. Let's dive straight in. Let's go to Norway and just have a quick peek, shall we? And what you're seeing here is like the loading time. So I would say this has not been improved since the Fenix 8. Loading times are still a bit dry, are still a bit slow, and we're gonna have to probably wait for the 975 or the 980, I guess, for like an increased chip. But what you are getting is shaded relief. So you can see the shading here where you can see where the mountains and cliffs might be. So this is really useful for those that like to hike in the mountains, and this would be classified as advanced navigation that you'd get on the Fenix 8, and all of that's being transferred over onto this here, which is the Forerunner 970. So it's absolutely fantastic. Let's keep zooming in. There we go, and you can see that shaded relief at work here. So we've zoomed into Norway, into a mountain range. You can see the topo lines. This mountain here is 200, well, I call it a mountain, it's 241 feet, so quite tiny, and you can see the trails and the lakes here. And what you're seeing is a realistic loading time of the maps as well. What you can see here is your location. So at all points when you're bored scrolling or exploring, you can press this button here to take yourself back. So we're back to our location, and let's just show you the kind of compass speed. So as I turn my body, that's how it's going to kind of roll there. So yeah, not maybe as smooth as Suunto, but it's really good on Garmin. And I have noticed an improvement in the Fenix 8 in terms of the GPS chipset compared to the Fenix 7. And what you can do, so this is our location here, is you can pick any point on the map and navigate to. So we're going to show you that now. I'm going to pick a point all the way over here. So I've zoomed out to 800 feet. I'm going to click on there. And when you click on a location, Garmin will load that exact location. So if we hold down the top button here, and you can just select go. So this is going to take us to those exact coordinates that we've just selected with our finger there on the map. We can also save that location if we want to remember it for later, or we can click review, where it's going to give us a breakdown of coordinates, latitude, longitude, all of that kind of stuff. Once you've selected go, then you select your activity. So let's kind of walk there, where you can select hike. So it's just calculating the route. This one's about half a mile away. We've selected hike, and it's got it already. So what it's going to get is a route from our location. Look at this, no phone connection, no internet. It's just done turn by turn navigation along the trails, and I can select go. So let's have a look at everything here and just let go. Let's just do it, shall we? And the speaker on this watch is really loud. So what you can see is our GPS has loaded. I'm just going to spin around so you can see I'm facing the wrong way. As I turn my body, that blue triangle is going to point in the direction of the trail. And at all times, we can always zoom in and have a look. So we're looking at Joe Blunt's Lane, scroll along our route, and just investigate, is this a route we actually want to take? And again, that loading time, that could be improved, but the features we're getting here are incredibly powerful. And at the minute, only Garmin are offering that. So yeah, that's taken us on a turn-by-turn route to our location that we selected on the map. Let's just give it a chance to load, and that's highlighted as that purple thing there. So we're in the activity now. We've had a scroll that's come out of here, and at all points you can just kind of flick through and see, oh, the sun's going to set in 39 minutes. I'm out filming late, and you can scroll through sunset, time of the day. You can see your ascent, your descent, your grade, and all of this is customizable. My heart rate. We've got the altitude here, distance, the timer. We've even got the compass. Let's turn our body and just show you, yeah, the compass in activation here. So a really cool hiking mode to go, yep, north is over there, but the direction I want to go is that red arrow. So let's follow the direction of the red arrow. and we're back to the maps here. So you can always scroll through, and obviously Garmin has music, so you can even swipe to the side and start playing your tracks and stuff like that. The music on here, if you play it out the speaker, is so loud, and you can also play obviously in headphones. Speaker. All right, it's a bit blocked at the minute, so yeah, at any point you can play music. Sorry about the choice of song and the speakers, but you know, I've just got out of the shower. Yeah, if you ever want to change navigation mid-activity, you can also do that. We'll dive into the map settings and controls a little bit later in the video, but I just wanted to show you how powerful this map feature was, because that's not even like the full-blown navigation here. Yeah, so at any point during the map, you can also do other things to navigate. So you can change your map layers, and this is where you can kind of activate, I believe, like ski maps and stuff, which I've got turned on, and that will automatically activate when you're at ski slopes. You've got waypoints, light sectors. You can turn weather on and off, so you can see like rain and stuff on the map being shown. It's like kind of wild. You've got map settings, and you can even download maps by downloading more maps. But yeah, let's go to navigation. It's what you're here for. You've got back to start, so you can always get back to your starting location. You've got the recent, where you can look at your recent coordinates and basically travel to those. So that's really good if you're going out on an expedition. You've saved like your tent, where the river source is. All of these things are going to be saved on the watch on recent, so they're nice and easy to get to. You've got save locations here, so this is where you'll get your save location, courses, GPX files, all of that stuff. I will load one up in a second for you. You've got explore nearby, where you can select that button, and again, this is not connected to the phone. It's going to load all of the cities, hospitals, pubs most importantly for you, so you can search everything you need to. You can also search all. So let's just click on cities. So it's searching near, and this is real time, so you're seeing how long it might take. But yeah, it's found Croxton, which is pretty close. So you can navigate to a close city and just select go to, and it will take me there. And what you can see here is how far away Croxton is. You can see the elevation. You can see more if you want to, such as coordinates, I believe. Let's have a look. Yeah, details. And you can swipe that away and actually look at Croxton, which is that city that's close by on the map, and you can kind of investigate it that way. So loads of options here to explore cities, bicycle shops, convenience stores, restrooms, water stops, coffee and tea, and you've got your pubs on here as well, parks and gardens, bank and ATM, emergency for like the firefighters, police, you know, everything. Let's go down again. You can create a course, create a custom course. Let's select that. Let's call it hello. Wow, okay, typing on there wasn't too bad actually. We'll select add a location. You can use the map. So I'm gonna go from my current location to, and let's just scroll through. We're going to select a marker around a mile away, which is around there. Select the button, done. And there you go, it's drawn a straight line from here a mile away. That's a great guess, isn't it? So that's kind of a course that you can create. Basically, you can sit and really map out, oh, it looks cool, I'll travel to that waterfall over there, and then I'll go to the car park, and then I'll go to the pub, and then the ATM. So you can plan that manually. Now, if you want the Garmin watch to do it for you automatically, you can click here, which is round trip courses. So when you click round trip courses, it's going to take you to this awesome thing here. So let's select a trail run, and look how wild this is. Yes, you can get your Garmin to make you an automatic 5K route, but look how crazy this gets. You can go 20, 30, all the way up to, look at this, 100 miles. So Garmin will automatically create a 100-mile course for you, and that's going to take into account all of the trails, the roads, all of it on your watch, and create that map for you. Now, I can't be asked to sit and wait for 3 hours, and I do think that the chipset in here in terms of speed needs to be improved, because let's show you a 5-mile course. And again, this is the only brand that can do it, and it's all done from the watch. No cellular connection. It's not connected to my phone. I mean, it is impressive. You can select the directions. You can go north, east, south, west. And let's select any direction, and it's going to calculate the course. So this is all real time right now. I did suggest in one of my videos that Garmin S add a progress bar, and I have no contact with Garmin, but I feel like they might have seen that video because they've added a progress bar. But you can see in real time that it was pretty useless. It's kind of jumped straight up from 0 to 90%. There wasn't like a gradual increase, and now we're stuck at 90% until it kind of loads the course. So let's just give it some more time. There we go, it's loaded it. So what was that, maybe a minute? It's loaded the course, and look at this. Now what's great about Garmin is you don't have to do course 1. This is the first 5-mile course that they've made for me. It's going to show the elevation, but I can also look at course 2. It's going to calculate it for me. We'll get the progress bar, and hopefully it loads it in 3, 2, I'm joking, it's going to take a bit longer than that. Oh, 1. I eat my words, I think. Oh, there it is. We're at course 3. Now the interesting thing is, has Garmin, since the Fenix 8, improved this feature? Lots of tech reviewers rave about how cool it's got offline navigation, but they don't tell you its limitations. That's what Active Ideas is here for. Course 3, let's have a look at it. Yep, course 3 is looking good, but yeah, we can't get any more than 3 courses. So there are limitations here, and I don't know how repetitive it's going to get. If you're just kind of creating courses in the same location, I can imagine it's going to get a bit repetitive quite quickly. But again, you can change the direction, you can change the duration, and yeah, it will calculate that for you. I can't be asked to sit and wait for it to, you know, create a 100-mile course, but that's something you can try in your own time. Just know that the feature's on here. We've also got past activities. Now I love this one because you can select an activity such as, you know, running with Abby from the Active Ideas channel in the mountains and be like, do you know what, I love that route, I'd love to do it again, but I can't remember where we went. So you select your activity and it's going to load up that route from that activity and show you it on the map. It's going to show you how far it was, what day you did it, the length, the ascent, all of it, and you can select do course. So it's great for people, again, who go out adventuring and hiking and, you know, really enjoy their routes and fancy doing them again. It gets saved on your watch and you can always go back and do them. You've also got sight and go, so you can sight and go by, look at this, we're going to spin around and the compass is very reactive, which is nice. Let's just get the watch back on and you can go, let's go south, and I'm just going to flick the camera up there so you can see. So we're going to head towards those trees, but past them for about a mile. So I've selected my direction, which is pointing the watch that way, and I'm going to select sight and go. And there we go. It kind of, what it does is it paints a straight line in that direction we just selected. So say you've seen a waterfall or a mountain peak that you want to travel to, you point your watch towards it, select sight and go, and there we go. It sets like a 50-mile straight line. Let me show you that visually though. And what that's great for is that if you're in a dense forest, for example, but you get high up or you climb a tree and you go, look, we need to get to that mountain over here or that bunker over there. You can select it by pointing your watch in that direction and you can draw that straight line. So any people who enjoy, you know, GeoWizard with the straight line missions, you can paint them on your watch and make sure you never deviate from that straight line. You know, when you get into shrubbery, thick forests, and you start to lose your sense of direction, this can be really great for that type of, you know, compass, but almost bearing navigation. That's what this is really called. Let's just zoom out a little bit. So we've just zoomed out and you should see a straight line be painted in a second. So yeah, it's just going to paint almost like an infinite straight line towards your bearing. So really good for orienteering as well. Fantastic feature, sight and go. So let's come out of here. And the last thing we can navigate to is the coordinates. So yeah, this is for your heavy military people or people just like old school navigation. You can pump in the coordinates here, click done, and it's gonna take you there again in a straight line towards that direction. Yeah, almost like a bearing, but you know the specific coordinates to your target or location. You can do that on the, again, this is the Forerunner 970, so really cool stuff. That's everything. Let's just show you the GPX course now. And I'll tell you what, this is where fancy editing can make it look all really easy and simple. I'm not going to do that today. I'm actually going to show you what I'm doing. So you've just downloaded a map from US Maps or AllTrails, you know, whatever you're using, or you've been sent it from your race director because you've signed yourself up to a stupid race. You've opened it up in the app. You're going to go to more. You're going to go through to training and planning and then courses. So I think that's quite confusing because it can be quite hard to find that. And we're going to select, you know, what we're going to select here. We're going to select the vertical map video. And what I can do is, this is a map that's right next to us. So we can actually go and explore this. This little button here, you're going to select send to watch. You can select the Garmin Forerunner 970, which is what this watch is. And hopefully, yeah, time to get running. So let's get running. I've just sent it from my phone to my watch. Let's put the phone away. You're going to go onto your watch, go onto activities, and we're going to go for running. And you can select any kind of outdoors GPS activity. Let's go for running. Look at this, 22 minutes till sunset. Enable flashlight strobe near sunset. Great suggestion from Garmin because these watches have a lot of features. And it's great that Garmin reminds you what the watch can do. You can always turn it off like what I've just done there. And once you've loaded up your run, so you can see we're in the running activity, we've got the GPS signal up here, which is full signal and it's green. It's got a tick next to it, nice and simple. But if you scroll down like I've just done here, you can select navigate. And now what you will see on the saved courses, vertical map video. And I've done a lot of watch reviews on this channel, all using this GPX file. So if you want to see how the 970 compares to the 965 in terms of navigation, that's a fantastic video. Go and watch it. And I test it against like the Coros and the Suuntos. Anyway, we've loaded the map. You can select do course, and you can see a little visual representation of it above. I've selected do course, and just like that, it's loaded the vertical map video GPX file. Again, this could be something that you've been sent from a friend, downloaded off of AllTrails or OS Maps. It's a GPX file, and then you select start. Point in 0 feet. I've loaded up the GPX file, and it starts over here, and I know that because I created this GPX file. So let's zoom out, and there we go. Can you see it, guys and girls? Look at that. So we've got our location here, and again, let's spin around. You can see me spinning around. I'm doing a full 360. And you can see the start of the GPX file. So we're going to turn our body towards it and walk towards that location. So we're getting closer. That was the field we've just been stood on, and we've just passed we're at the train tracks, and the start of our GPX file was just there. So we're still going to hike towards it. You can see that I'm still pointing in the right direction because my blue triangle is pointing towards it. And you can see me flicking my wrist there because this is an AMOLED screen, which means it will turn off to preserve battery life. So yes, that's why many people, especially hikers, might get the Enduro 3 instead of this 970. If you want to watch my Enduro 3 video, check my channel. It hasn't been sent to me by Garmin. I've bought these all with my own money. So it's like a very honest and kind of deep dive into all things hiking and running with maps. And if you just look here, you can see we really are in the trail right now. We're so close to our starting navigation. And what you will see when we get there, look, on course. And again, just look at our breadcrumb trail right there where we started, that red line. So you can never get lost. When you just kind of, in an emergency, you need to head back to the car, back to the van, maybe you've twisted an ankle, your breadcrumb trail is always being displayed. We're really close now, guys and girls. I don't know how this is going to behave, by the way. This is my first time out hiking with the Garmin Forerunner 970. But we are pretty much on the starting point now. Let's just go a little bit closer. There we go. Waypoint 2. So we've hit the next waypoint, and you can't feel it, but this is vibrating like crazy. I'm just going to hold it up to the mic.
In 200 feet, turn left.
Look at that. So we're getting turn-by-turn navigations coming through. That wasn't my phone. This is the watch and the speaker, and it's really loud. So, this is powerful navigation, guys and girls. Really impressed with that. And this is a massive, and you've seen a notification come through. That's Instagram. Go and follow me on Instagram and my Strava so you can see what watches I'm testing. But yeah, you're getting notifications come through mid-activity, which I love. But you can turn that off, on. You have full kind of customization with Garmin. I will say it's hard to swipe them away. I am getting a glitch on the 970 where they don't swipe away every time. And at points, I've even had my watch, like during navigation, when a notification comes up, if I try and swipe it away, my watch has gone into full spasm, freak out, broken mode. So we're not clear from software glitches on the 970, and it is a shame because I saw so many software glitches on the Fenix 8. Check out my honest review. That's the thing, the honest review of that watch on my channel, where I haven't been paid to say a thing. And yeah, it just was a very unpleasant software experience. So yeah, my confidence isn't fully sealed with this 970, but let me tell you, this is much more stable than the Fenix 8 when that watch was released. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this GPX kind of like just showing you how you'd follow the course. We walked from my starting location in that field past the train tracks over to checkpoint or waypoint 1, and you can customize what these are all called. So if it's a race, they can be called checkpoint 1, or it can be called tent, waterfall, plunge pool, whatever you want to call it, or maybe elk. Maybe there's some elk over there. You can really kind of like call it whatever you want. If you're Cameron Haynes or Joe Rogan and hunting for food. But yeah, this is a GPX file that I've just made myself, and you can make it on the app and send it across like I showed you how to do, or you can download it from your maps, AllTrails, OS Maps, stuff like that. What I've just done here though is zoom out and just showed you how you can always zoom out just to get like an overview of where you are, which is this blue triangle, and our finishing location. I will say, as amazing as the Garmin navigation is, it can get, as you can see, a bit claustrophobic on the screen. You've got lots of street names all jam-packed into like a small area. So people who struggle with like eyesight and stuff, this might be a bit intense for you. So maybe you want to look at Coros or Suunto. But the reason it is so jam-packed is because there is obviously a lot of details being shown through here, everything down to like the GPS coordinates, you know, how far away my next waypoint is, all of it. And at all points we're getting shown like north. And don't forget, we're in an activity, so at all points you can just swipe through the data pages. So we can have a look at my pace and my heart rate. It's still, what, 80 beats per minute and the average heart rate. We've got the metronome here, which I can't seem to delete. And let me tell you now, this metronome is still broken. So that's what I was testing it on the Fenix 8. It didn't work. It doesn't work on the 970 either. It's not showing like a constant 4x4 beat. I couldn't tell you why. We've got the elevation profile, so you would see mountain tops here if you were like hiking through Snowdonia. I've just done the UTS 100-mile event. That was brutal, and you'd see, you know, crazy peaks here, but you know, I'm in Norfolk at the moment. And we've got the upper head where you can see your checkpoints and the finish line, which is the only checkpoint I've made. But yeah, if you made checkpoint 1, 2, 3, 4, all of that stuff, it'd all be here. And you can give it information like, oh, at checkpoint 1 there's water, at checkpoint 2 there's food, all of that stuff. We've got the compass, so we can always get the compass up and just be like, yep, I'm gonna bang it all the way over there. Let's just come back. The data pages, we've got the off course, so if you're trying to stay on course, it will tell you the distance remaining to the finish, your ETA, and then we're back to where we were with the map, which you can always, I don't know why it looks all glitchy like this, it is a bit slow to load. Again, you can see the turn-by-turn navigation, and it's got the speaker on the side to let you know when to turn, and you can always just click and zoom in and out. And you can zoom right in to really get into the nitty-gritty of it. So really powerful features. Now there's one more thing I haven't showed you, and that's back to start. So if we just turn around, because obviously our course goes off the trail that way, yeah, following the purple trail. But if we turn around this way, let's just turn around. Look at this red trail over here. Now this is our breadcrumb trail. So we can at all points navigate back to start. So you'll swipe to the left, swipe down to navigate, and select back to start. You've got the options to do track back or route, and you can select that and get yourself back to your car, back to safety. So notice how that route that was up above has completely disappeared now, it's gone. But our breadcrumb trail has now become the route, and you can see the arrows there to point in the right direction so we don't get lost. So how powerful is that to take us all the way back to where we started the video? For your hardcore navigators, you can actually swipe down and you can look at your ABCs, which is this ABC. Didn't call it that for no reason. From that widget, that's what this is. You can always kind of see what direction the watch is facing. You can click here and look at this. You can get the compass, but what you've also got is the altimeter for the height. So if you're climbing up Everest, this is going to show you how high you are. The barometer, which is this thing down here, showing you the pressure of the air, and it's going up, so you can kind of calculate if you're in the mountains if you're going to run into a storm. You've also got the altitude and see your elevation throughout your hike, or you know, things like that. You can also go to your barometer, again panning through that chart, which is nice and easy to do. You just touch it basically, just touch it, and yeah, you can scroll through. Let me show you one more thing. So let's go to weather. Scroll down, so it's loaded my location, but what you can see is as I turn my body, you're going to see that triangle spin. As we found out in this video, whatever way the triangle spins to, like the pointy end is the direction we're facing. You can pitch your tent, so you wake up, you know, with the sun rising, you know, in the tent window, or you can camp so you get like a beautiful sunset, and that's visually demonstrated on this graph here with the map in the background. It's a really powerful feature, and you can get lots of weather and sunset features. But one last thing I want to show you is in weather. If we just scroll down and look at that animation there, it's kind of crazy. Let's just scroll down to the map again on weather, and this is where it gets really wild. Not many YouTubers talking about this, but this is basically like your own weatherman. So you can select this button up here. Let's just choose what overlay we've got selected first. So we've got cloud coverage, but I really want to see not wind. Wind's useful again if you're going to the mountains, but for us in Norfolk right now it's precipitation because it's been really heavily raining. And you can see the weather forecast, which is the massive pockets of rain in the sky. And to play it, you're going to go on to start up here and just select play. And what you'll see is the time is going to change. Look at these rainstorms, look, pass through the watch. And you can say, oh look, that's when the rain is going to fly by my location at 9 p.m. And this is what's really crazy. So this is our time now, this is 9 p.m. and you can see that that storm went straight past us at 9 p.m. Now let me show you the sky. So again, this is approaching us fastly, and you can see, look at this. We've got fairly white clouds above us, but as I turn and pan the camera, look at that. There's our rainstorm. It's approaching, and it's approaching quick. So yeah, it's really powerful weather information on here. Not just, oh, it's 40% chance of rain in a couple of hours. This has got the actual map of the rain cloud, and you can visually see it. And what's crazy, when I filmed the Enduro 3 video on this channel, and right to the split second whilst filming that video, the rainstorm came in just like the watch had predicted and absolutely drenched me. So yeah, I highly recommend checking out that video. So I hope you enjoyed the video of the Forerunner 970 and all of the navigational features. I'd film more, but my battery's about to die. And if you want to support the channel so I can buy more camera batteries, please like, comment and subscribe. I'm gonna dive into all things 970. I've bought the watch with my own money and let you know if this watch is worth your money. And if you have any questions about how this watch works in terms of hiking and navigation, or you need a bit more kind of clarity on some of the things I showed in this video, leave a question down below and I will respond to all of your comments. But I've been Kingsley, this is Active Ideas, and peace out.